I don't know what to do with my relationship anymore with my GF. Me and my girlfriend have known each other for 2 years, and have been together for almost 3 months. Some context beforehand. Our friendship was amazing, we argued next to never, until we started dating, that is. Immediately when we started dating, we started to learn about each other much more, and for the record, both of us have fucked up pasts. Now, the problem is that I knew nothing of this about her before we dated, but she knew a lot about me while we were friends. She is insecure about her looks and has a bravado when dealing with anything ever. She is severely depressed, taking antidepressants, is in therapy and can't control her emotions very well. She lives in another city not that far away, maybe an hour of driving, but we still see each other on a monthly basis during the summer, and because she is in college in my city throughout the year we see each other pretty often. She has breakdowns and is generally mentally unstable, mainly because she is stressing about college and because of people around her just generally not caring as much as she would. I wouldn't say they don't care at all, but it's always the line, people don't care about me as much as I care about them. She also likes to go clubbing, like a lot. Now, the story. Our relationship isn't that bad in all honesty. But, the problems arise when we are separated, because when we hang out together everything is as perfect as it can be. We do talk about our problems when we see each other too, because I'm all about working on ourselves and compromising for the sake of the relationship, but compared to when we are separated? Nah, it's a 1/infinity ratio. Every single problem that can arise will arise when she goes back home, due to her overthinking and mass stress from her family to fulfill her college needs. It's mostly not her that is the cause of her problems, but the people around her, whom she loves very much, and that's why their words hit her so hard. I know what she is dealing with, but she never takes any advice from me, nor anyone around her. She just does it how she wants. And I don't know what to do anymore. I always tried to keep the relationship fun but also serious, without any complications, because if we don't enjoy our time together, then what's the point of having a significant other? But she always starts huge fights that I don't even know the number of anymore, and always ends up regretting it later, telling me she loves me and would never leave me and that she is gravely sorry. This is the pattern for every single fight up until today, when I told her that I'm getting fed up with her going out clubbing and hanging out with other guys. To be fair, as this is my very first relationship, her isn't, I thought I would be okay with such stuff, as long as she knows the boundaries and doesn't get too close with them, etc. I started hearing stories about this guy, that guy, and they started to hurt as time passed. Even though nothing happened, she spent hours and hours alone with guys who told her they would hook up with her if she didn't have a boyfriend. She also likes to talk about her exes and such, while bad-mouthing them, reasonable though, and that also started to hurt. She got mad that I didn't say that I didn't like her clubbing, and that I'm afraid of her cheating on me, but I just said I want respect and boundaries when she goes out. Her point is that I never even loved her if I was scared of her cheating on me every night she went out, and all the time she somehow ends up alone with a guy, because her friends go out to hook up and leave her alone. This all got on my nerves and I said I don't like her spending time with random guys in the club, and now she said I think she is a bottom tier WH*re and is extremely mad about me. I am very mentally fatigued from all the arguments we had, but me caring about her heavily outweighs the fatigue I feel from everything, and always have to console myself that it's gonna be good when we hang out. I am at my wit's end, and don't know what to do with this relationship anymore. Please give insights on how to proceed with this further. If anyone needs additional context I shall provide. I had to put a lot of thought into writing this. If something doesn't make sense please let me know. Comment. I'm feeling you, been in almost the same scenario like you. In my opinion, first thing you need to do, meet up with her, and have a deep conversation about the things that bother you, like her going out and drinking, from there making you overthink about all the things she may do without you knowing. After talking to her, wait 1 to 2 months to see if she is charging, because if she truly does love you, believe me, she will change. If things are not changing a bit, and you don't see any results despite telling her what bothers you, dump her. I know it's a hard thing to do, but it's for your own good long term. Hope this helps. There are a lot of flags I see on both sides. First, it sounds like y'all became partners before you got to know each other. And now you're finding out more about her, and you aren't as happy as you thought you'd be. You mention her being upset that you're behaving insecurely even though you thought you wouldn't. So I imagine she's also disappointed in what she's learning about you. Second, she does not seem like she's in a good place in her life to be in a relationship given her mental health and change in circumstances. Third, you've got this unrealistic expectation of relationships. Are there any other relationship types you know of them are free of controversy? Life is controversy. Relationships are complex and involve two very different people with their own desires, motivations, and understanding. It's unrealistic to expect no controversy. I wonder how many problems you ignore or self-advocacy that you avoid to try to create a controversy-free relationship on your end. I wonder how little you address her concerns or take her feelings as valid given that some of them are going to come off as controversy to you. Do you lack the skills to handle controversy in a mature way? Does she? Did you realize that getting into a relationship with someone you hardly know is only increasing the chances of controversy? 4. If you don't suspect your partner is disrespecting your relationship boundaries, cheating, violating the exclusivity agreement, etc., then it concerns me that you feel entitled to tell her how to spend her time and with whom. I'm not saying she isn't doing anything questionable, because she might be. But some of the stuff you say comes off based in insecurity. Some of it sounds based in her behaving questionably. Y'all need to come to an understanding so she can enjoy friendships without her BF controlling her, but that you also feel respected and cared for. 5th, what are your huge fights about? You said she starts them, but never indicated what she's so concerned about. It sounds like there is a lack of mature communication between you two. It could be her mental health issues or childhood trauma issues or something else, and you may be bringing your own baggage too. You don't sound incredibly healthy either, since you're still in what sounds to be a toxic relationship and you're allowing her to behave with you in ways that you don't like. There are a lack of boundaries on both sides. Neither of you sound like you're learned RHE skills to have a healthy relationship. Next story 2. Girlfriend doesn't want me seeing my friends after what one of them did to her. So this took place about a month and a half ago. Me and my girlfriend went out with a couple of my friends. While there, one of my friends drunkenly tried to make a joke about how some dudes pretend to fall and touch women's boobs. He did a demonstration on my girlfriend, did not actually touch her, and this really bothered her. I did not actually see this happen, but my girlfriend seems to think he tried to actually grab her boobs. However, from the time I've known this friend, I know he would never do that and was simply trying to make a joke which was making fun of guys who do that. I confirmed this from the other people who saw it happen. I realized that it was an inappropriate joke to make, and being drunk is no excuse. I called him the next day and gave him a pretty hard time about it, and he apologized profusely, and I thought that was the end of it and we'd move past it. My girlfriend did not feel this way. Even when he called her to apologize, it seemed as if she had already made up her mind that she never wanted to see him again. She also implied she doesn't want me seeing him. This is a big deal, as my friends and I usually all hang out as a group, and me and this friend are both there 99% of the time, so not seeing him would mean not seeing any of my friends. At the time, my group of friends and I already had a trip planned, and eventually my girlfriend said it would be fine if I went and seemed okay with me being around him again. After our trip, we continued to hang out until about 2 weeks ago. I was about to leave to meet up with them when my girlfriend started acting sad and upset. I asked what's wrong, and she said she doesn't like how I spend so much time with said friend. She said it feels as if I'm validating what he did and making it seem okay and not caring about what happened to her. I tried explaining to her that this was over a month ago and he had already done everything in his power to make up for it. I told her it would be a different story if he had actually tried to harm her or make her uncomfortable, but in this case there were no bad intentions and it was just a really stupid and not well thought over joke. I realize that guys and girls are different and girls don't get over things as easy and will ditch friends over very small things, but this seems a bit absurd. I get that the situation made her very uncomfortable, but there were zero bad intentions. I also brought up how her guy friends she had when we first started dating treated her much worse, yet she continued to hang out with them. They would call her a whore, comment on her body, etc., yet that didn't seem to make her want to stop seeing them. One time she was out and didn't reply for hours, then sent me a snap with her and one of her guy friends who treated her probably the worst with her boobs pressed up against his shoulder. This was all when we were long distance. When I brought all this up, she said she has changed since then and is finally sticking up for herself. How much can someone really change in 6 months? I really don't know what to do at this point, because every time I've tried to talk to her and explain that my friend did not mean to make her uncomfortable, she says that I'm defending him and not supporting her and that it doesn't matter what his intentions were. I'm so frustrated because she brings up the subject and no matter what I say she gets mad at me. I feel like the only thing that wouldn't make her mad is if I were to say, yeah, he's a terrible person, I never want to see him again. At what point do I just go and hang out with them? Comment. I get that the situation made her uncomfortable, but no buts, dude. That's the whole point. He made her uncomfortable and she doesn't want to see him again. She wants you to actively defend her, which you would do if you cared about her more than your bro, who you are repeatedly defending. Ultimately, is your GF more important to you, or are they? Seems like you need to decide. It's okay to break up if you need to. You're young and may just be at an impasse. Then it sounds like you have a fundamental difference of opinion. If she won't budge, that means you're going to have to make a choice and accept that she might not accept you hanging out with them. You can't make her. She told you, she's standing up for herself now. Maybe this isn't the first time this guy has creeped her out or made her uncomfortable. Either way, if you aren't willing to give up one or the other, you're going to lose one eventually, maybe both. I can see why she's uncomfortable with his friends. Who knows, maybe this isn't the first time at all. Joke or not, what the friend did is highly inappropriate. Op has a serious character flaw if he's going to continue associating with such a person.